so when you're ready, you can start adding your collective. We add throttle at the same time. Or your light aft cyclic. Right a bit there, right pedal as required. And there you go. See, it's a lot of aft cyclic in this helicopter. Very good. I'll help you out with the throttle a little bit till you get used to it. And you notice if you look down at manifold pressure, you're at 36 inches.
36.
36 inches.
Major Yankees on the 80s. Yankee, the altimeter is 3013. Runway 09er is in use.
And you can bring us down to about a 2 to 3 foot hover. You're at about 6 to 7. I know the Canadians like to hover a little bit higher. There you go. Very good.
It's a bit different.
It is different, yeah.
You got more pressure on the cyclic.
It feels like there's more pressure?
I have less pressure than that.
Ah, okay.
I'll get used to your machine.
Oh yeah, it just takes time. Okay, so try a right pedal turn 90 degrees to the right. Tail is cleared left and nose clear right. Point at the hangars there. Looks like you have a light wind coming from the northeast. So we are cognizant of wind in our tail at all times. Excellent. Now slowly come back to the left, pointing the aircraft straight ahead, parallel with the yellow line. There you go. A little bit to the left now, just to get used to the pedals. Excellent. And back to the right. Alright, so let's practice a little bit of hover taxiing. I want you to taxi forward just to the intersection and stop, and then you're going to turn 180 and taxi back. Do you normally hover this high? Yeah. I would recommend lowering it. Just because if you have an engine failure, you want to be able to get, not have such a high altitude and crumple your skids. Alright, so watch your tail to the left, turn 180 degrees. To the right. There you go, keep coming. And taxi on the line. To your left. There you go. Alright, I'm going to bring you down here. I'm on the controls with you. You'll use way less power down here than at that high hover. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. I'm with you. I'm with you. This is where I want you to be, this high. Notice how our power went down to 35 inches? And taxi straight down the line towards the grass. There you go. Okay, slowly bring the helicopter to a hover. Very good. Alright, I have control.
You have control.
I have control. Alright. This is what I want you to be able to do down here. Alright. I want you to hover right here. This height.
6 inches?
Yes, very low. Reason why is if you lose your engine, you're not going to mess your skids up. If we lost the engine right now, watch. You can feel me on the controls. I still have control. Watch what happens if we have an engine failure. We just touched, but we're very low to the ground. That's what would happen. If you were at where you were at before, what would happen? Your skids would go out, they would bend out, and you would be getting a new pair of skids. So just get used to hovering really low. As you'll notice, your power requirements are much lower too. You're in that cushion of air. You're about 35, 36 inches, and it's easier on the engine for you. It's easier on your landing gear. So, because you're way up here like this is where you were hovering, and if you had an engine failure, you're buying a new pair of skids. And we were hovering at 38% or 38 inches of manifold pressure. So right about here, this is where I want you to get used to hovering, and I highly suggest you do this on your machine.
That's low, that's low.
It is low. I'm still on the controls. You're with me. We're going to practice setting it down here.
When down low like that, you don't want to skid, huh?
Oh, that's why they're called skids. But you got to be careful because you don't want to grab a skid either, right? So what we're going to do here is practice touching down on these rubber pads. I like to do that because it keeps you from scratching up your skids. Right there, right skid, left skid, slowly send and you roll down on the throttle. Okay? Just keep it at 100% though. There you go. Alright, you have all controls.
Okay.
And I want you to practice the pickup and set down here. Make sure you have 100% before you start picking up. That's just with the throttle. There you go. That's it. Alright. So you can go to the next one and practice there. This is a good pickup, taxi, kind of hop, frog hopper. Okay, hold your spot, steady up. Come forward a little bit, come forward. Come forward, 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 forward. Okay, you got it. Then to your cyclic, because you're on a little bit of a slope. Notice how we were rocking there. Okay, now start slowly picking her back up. You have control. Nice and easy. That's it. There you go. There you go. Alright, go to the next one. Going, keep going, forward, forward, forward. Right there, there you go. See that?
A bit rough.
Nice and easy. There you go. Alright, I have all controls. I have control. Okay. Get her 100% back. Alright, so we're going to practice some translation flight. I'll point the nose to the hangars. I'm going to put the aircraft center through this taxi line. And we're going to practice sideward flight. Okay, so I clear my area to the right. Always monitoring my temperatures. Everything looks good. We're going to start sliding to the right.
But a bit higher.
And getting a little high, so bring it back down. And we're about 1 to 2 feet right now in the hover. And then we can go back to the left. We're looking at the left, clear left. And this is just a maneuver to practice for mastery of aircraft control, right? Translation. Okay, you ready? You have control.
Okay. You have the right or left?
You can go to the right. You're clear right. So its idea is keeping the nose pointed at the hangars, maintaining directional control. Okay, back to the left. Bring the aircraft, bring the line through your butt, the taxi line. There you go. You are getting a little high again on the skid height, so just start creeping it down just a little bit. Okay, back to the right. Okay, and I want you to put it down, your skids right on that pad right there, straight ahead. All you got to do is pay attention to your left skid and put it on that left pad, and the right one will line up on the right one. Steady up, steady up. This is how you practice landing on a dolly. There you go. If it doesn't look good, you give it another try. You don't want to catch a skid. There you go. You're going to know the right skid comes down first, and then the left. And you roll your throttle and lower your collective. Send your control slowly. I always teach this, so if in case something happens, you need to pick up, you still have rotor RPM to pick it up. So when I'm sitting here at flight idle, 100%, I want to be able to pick up if something happens. Maybe that skid falls down and you need to pick it up. This is what's going to protect you there until you're 100% sure that the aircraft is steady.
Flight ready.
Yep. Windy day or whatever. Okay, you're clear to pick it up? There you go.
Goddamn throttle.
Yeah. You won't even think about it once you get used to it. Alright, so you're getting kind of high again, so bring her on down.
On the other one?
There you go. Air clear, looking good. Oh, look what happened. We lost the engine, see? That's why hovering low is important. I like it here because it doesn't mess my skids up. Good job. And maintain the aircraft level, and you didn't jerk up on the collective. That's why I like to hover low for that reason. Okay, you ready to take it up the altitude, or you want to hover some more?
Go fly.
Okay, let's put it down here. We can go to idle here. We'll let the engine rest and cool down. We'll listen to the ATIS again.
Land and depart runway 9er. Expect a GPS approach. Find altitude is 1,000 feet. Read back our runway host short instructions and runway assignments. Advise controller initial contact. You have information Yankee.
Yankees.
Space Coast information Yankee time 1548 Zulu. Wind 060 at 7. Visibility is 5 miles and miss. Scatter 1,500. Center broken at 2,100. Broken 8,000. Altimeter's 26. Dew point's 21. And the altimeter's 3013. Land and depart and run.
Okay, so we're going to go off of runway 9. Can you see this very well? So we're here. We're going to taxi up Alpha Taxiway, and we're going to actually go to the intersection of runway 9 and Alpha right here. Then we're going to take off to the east, and we're going to do left traffic pattern. All right? Got 5,000 feet there. So we're going to practice doing a hover taxi down there, where that blue helicopter is down there. That's pretty much where we're going to take off in that vicinity there. Get a swig of water?
No. Fine.
You good?
These control heavier than mine.
Okay. And maybe it's because everything is brand new and it hasn't really worked its way in yet. I don't know. It feels good to me. Every helicopter is different.
You get used to what you have.
Yeah, you get used to what you have. Yeah. Okay, so you can spin it back up to 100%. I'll talk to the ground control here. Space Coast Ground, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Ground.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha is at the East T hangars. Information Yankee, like to hover taxi for traffic work for runway 9.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, roger, runway 9 at Alpha. Hover taxi via Charlie at Alpha.
Charlie Alpha, intersection runway 9 Alpha, helicopter 006 Alpha. That damn thing. Whoa. It's the radio ground, it's not you. So take a left turn here, then a right turn on Alpha. I think it's this switch here is causing a ground short. When you transmit, that's why it spikes. I've been trying to figure that out. It doesn't do it on that side. Alright, your nose is clear to the right. I like your hover height. This is good. Very good height. Very good. today too, so today's a very good day to go fly. Perfect, that's 1 foot. If you keep this hover height all the time, if you lose an engine, you'll be very good. You won't have any issues. I see here with the flight school here, the international, the ESA standard, they hover like 5 to 7 feet. They hover very high. And I always thought that was way too high. There's a, I think that's an A-star helicopter there. Excellent control. See? It didn't take you long to get used to it, right? Very natural now for you. It's very loud though, right? The engine? Engine noise? Loud?
You got used.
Yeah. And you can see where it says 927, that's where you're going. Switch you over to tower control.
I got multiple turkey buzzers and departure in a foreign niner here.
Okay, say that again, please.
Bunch of birds on the departure end of Farmer 9er. This is pre-sector.
Attention all aircraft, roger. Thank you so much.
Looking good, temperatures are good. 176 on the water temp. Oil temperature, 190, looking good. Love it. Okay, so when we do the takeoff here, we'll take a couple minutes, we'll take a minute to talk about it. You don't really have to increase any more collective. I take off around 35 to 36 inches manifold pressure and just pitch forward to get through effective translational lift and climb out at 35 to 36 inches between 65 to 70 miles per hour. So you notice your takeoff, you'll probably go over the ground a little bit and then you start to climb out. But get used to not increasing your collective anymore, right? You have the power available, but you want to use as minimal as possible if you're power restricted. Okay, so stop here. Space Coast Tower, helicopter 8006 Alpha, holding short runway 9 Alpha intersection. Like take off to join the traffic pattern.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Tower, runway 9 at Alpha, clear for takeoff. Make a left traffic report midfield.
Cleared for takeoff, make left traffic report midfield, helicopter 06 Alpha. Alright, so you're going to go ahead and make your takeoff towards the right. There you go, holding your power there and just push her forward.
Right here?
Yeah, that's it, and you're going to make a right climbing turn.
Midfield left downwind.
There you go. Turn right.
November 30 Quebec, runway 9, clear touch, go.
Okay. And you're going to make left traffic. So keep the climb going, 36 inches, looks good. You're looking at your airspeed to build up to about 65 to 70 miles per hour. There it is. And we're going to pitch to maintain that out airspeed as we climb at about 600 feet per minute. Excellent. Once you get over the road, you can make your left turn for crosswind.
Still 36?
Yep, 36 inches. Okay, very good. Now go straight ahead, follow the road, and you're going to turn left at the bridge and follow that road down for your downwind. And you're climbing to 1,000 feet.
1,000.
Yes, sir. Pitch forward just a little bit. You're getting a little slow. There you go. Looking good.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, for a helicopter, but the traffic pattern here is 1,000. Clear left. And now we're turning downwind, so you're going to keep the runway off your left side. Runway 9.
Conventional aircraft, numerous birds located around the airfield at this time.
1,000.
1,000 feet, reduce the collective and throttle at the same time, slowly to 30 inches of manifold pressure. Right there, that's it, and hold that. That's all you got to do. And then you pitch to maintain 1,000 feet. And you'll have 70 to 80 miles per hour indicated at that setting. Helicopter 06 Alpha, midfield downwind, runway 9, request low approach.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, runway 9, clear low approach.
Clear low approach, runway 9, helicopter 06 Alpha. Okay, so I want you to make a normal VFR approach to runway 9 right on the numbers. That's going to be your aim point, the big 9. So once you're abeam of your landing spot, you can reduce the power to about 25 inches of manifold pressure. Okay, that's good. Reduce collective to 25 inches. Left pedal as required. A lot of left pedal required at this low power setting. There it is. And you'll notice your rate of descent is 500 feet per minute, maintaining 70 miles an hour. Good, keep coming around for your base leg. You got the wind that's pushing you away right now. Okay, you good to turn final?
High, yeah?
Oh yeah, but you can adjust it. That's the good thing about a helicopter. So if you need to go down to 20, you can go to 20 inches. But at that point, you're almost auto-rotating at that point. There it is, 20. And you'll notice your rate of descent increases. Get lined up with your landing spot. We know we have a slight left crosswind. Winds are 06 and 0 at 5 knots. And I like to walk the numbers in towards the chin so that you get on your glide path, kind of bisecting the compass and walking those numbers in slowly. This is a good approach speed towards your landing area. Just remember at the bottom, you add throttle and collective and right pedal at the bottom.
Yeah, 219,
There it is. And it'd be that right pedal and throttle. You notice how much you had to put in. Alrighty, 35 inches, pitch forward, and take off. Notice you're making a lot of collective changes. Just kind of get in the habit of keeping the collective at a certain specific power setting, and then you won't have the oscillations in your altitude. a constant rate of climb.
She got power, huh?
Oh, she's got power, yeah. And you're not even pulling all that she has. There you go. You don't see these climb rates with two people in a normal aspirated.
No. It's freaking high. 36.
Yeah. Just remember, when you pull it in, you got to add a little throttle too. There's no governor to help you there.
06 Alpha, turn crosswind now.
Turn a crosswind now. Helicopter 06 Alpha. Okay, relax. I have all controls.
You have.
I have flight controls. All right, we're going to demonstrate the straight-in auto rotation, okay? Have you done auto rotations in your aircraft?
With mine? Never.
Never, okay, good. Well, this is good. This is good practice. So the setup for the straight-in auto rotation, I enter at 1,000 feet MSL on the barometric altimeter at about 70 miles per hour and the cruise configuration. So we'll be at about 30 inches of manifold pressure. We'll have the aircraft in trim. And basically in this aircraft, to enter the auto rotation, we just lower the collective all the way down into the pocket. All the way down. Not just a little bit, all the way.
How much negative do you have?
I don't even know, because I didn't rig the rotor blades.
Does it tend to overspeed?
It will overspeed, yes.
You probably have -2.
I think that's what he set it up for, yeah. But that's what you want. You want it to build rotor RPM fast. This is what's called a low inertia rotor system. Helicopter 06 Alpha, midfield down on runway 9. It's going to be a high final for the low approach.
Go 06 Alpha, runway 9, cleared low approach.
Cleared low approach, helicopter 06 Alpha. Okay, so you can follow with me at the controls. But yeah, the biggest important thing to remember is if you have an engine failure at altitude is to get the collective lowered all the way down. Now, the rotor RPM will have the tendency to overspeed depending on how your aircraft is configured. So you're going to have to add collective to check the rotor RPM from exceeding your limitation, right? So,
Right, but a real auto, you don't mind about the overspeed.
you don't mind because you want to get on the ground, but you're still going to have to manage it. So what I try to do is maintain 70 miles per hour, 100% rotor RPM, and keep the aircraft in trim the best as possible. We're not gonna be so focused on accuracy today. I just want you to get used to entering the auto, managing the rotor RPM, and your airspeed, and then the flare at the bottom with the power recovery. So it's probably been a while since you've done that, so you can follow me on the controls, but I will demonstrate the first one. Okay, our landing area is good.
Power recovery, that's the thing.
Yeah, power recovery. We're not doing touchdown. I don't have skid shoes. I'll be buying a new pair of skids because I won't have any aluminum left. Not that I wouldn't be confident that the aircraft would survive, it's just skidding all the aluminum away. Alright, so once we have our landing area assured, which we do, we can go ahead and enter the auto. I'm going to reduce the collective all the way down. 93, the rotor comes back. Check the rotor. You can push the button.
Quebec, you're number 2, following helicopter over the numbers, runway
Pitching for about 70 miles an hour. Collective is required to maintain 100%. Got your landing area in sight, steering for the center of the runway. That's almost full left pedal there. About 35 feet we do this cyclic flare, aligned, rotor RPM. And that was a fast ground run, so I would venture to say I would flare even more aggressive to reduce that ground run. But that's it. As long as you level the skids, let's get 100% back. I'm still on the controls, and then we take off. Left pedal as required to keep her in trim. 35 inches. I'm going to pitch to maintain that 65 to 70 mile per hour profile. Alrighty.
That's a bird there, huh?
Yeah, lots of birds here. Okay. Okay, you have control. You have control.
I have it.
There it is. But you saw how important it was to get the collective all the way down, because you notice the rotor RPM decayed down to the low 90s. And she'll still fly. You're at 95. She'll still fly. She'll fly at 90. But you want to get it down and keep it in that normal range. You're clear left when you're ready. Just roll your throttle down just a little bit. Go. And you're pretty much at your pattern altitude now, so that's good. So reduce the collective to about 30 inches of manifold pressure. Maintain 1,000 feet. That's it. Now you're going to pitch to maintain 1,000 feet.
372.
30 inches of manifold pressure. That gives you a good 70 to 80 miles per hour.
To your west, we have Yankee going to U.S. Aviation today.
3724 Delta, Space Coast Town, roger. Report a 3 mile straight in final, runway 9.
Report the 3 mile straight in final for runway 9. Thanks a lot.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, midfield downwind, runway 9, the low approach.
Number 3 Sierra, Quebec, extend your departure leg until the middle of the Indian River, please.
Extending the 3 Sierra, Quebec.
8006 Alpha, runway 9, cleared low approach.
Runway 9, cleared low approach, helicopter 06 Alpha. Okay, go ahead and start turning your base. We're going to maintain 1,000 feet to enter the auto, 70 miles per hour.
3 Sierra, Quebec, we can actually depart back to Orlando Executive westbound.
713 Sierra, Quebec, roger, left downwind departure is approved.
Left downwind departure for 713 Sierra, Quebec.
Alright, keep turning. The wind's going to blow you over. Line yourself up with runway 9. We're not worried about accuracy. We're just worried about making the runway. That's it.
For 24 Delta, you
This
number
is a
2
lesson
following
in
a
entering the
helicopter.
autorotation.
Final runway 9, clear to land, long landing approved.
24 Delta, long landing approved for 9.
Keep on coming. Keep coming left. There you go. A little bit sharper. Alright, I'm going to count down with you. I'm going to help you out. And 3, 2, 1, down, all the way. Check rotor, adding rotor. I'm sorry, collective. Okay. Pitching for 70 miles an hour.
70.
70, yes sir. I use 70. You can go 60, but it just, you don't glide as far with 70 miles an hour. There you go. Between 60 and 70 is good. That's it.
I would begin right here.
Right here. Start your flare. Flare, 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 and there it is. I was fighting you there a little bit on the power. You notice we went down to 85 and we were still flying.
Okay, this one impressed me.
See, this helicopter will fly at a very low rotor RPM. Okay, you have control.
The next one would be the best one.
Yeah, just remember to roll the power on, otherwise we're doing a power off landing.
A new machine, new instrument, just goddamn control, throttle control.
That's all right. You got my attention just for a second there. But just remember, when you're flaring and you start the level off, bring the power in. As you increase the collective, bring the power in. That's all. So I just had to play with you a little bit there on it, but no big deal. We're still flying. We're at 85%. We would have touched down. No big deal.
24 Delta, turn right at the end, taxi to U.S. Aviation Jet Center of the Springs. Good day, sir.
All right, right on Alpha to U.S. Aviation. Thanks a lot.
That wind's hitting us. You feel how it makes the helicopter go up. Remember, you roll the throttle when you reduce the collective. There you go. Excellent. 1,000 feet, 30 to 31 inches of manifold pressure gives you 70 miles per hour. Tower helicopter 06 Alpha, midfield downwind, runway 9. Low approach.
06 Alpha, runway 9, clear low approach.
Clear low approach, runway 9, helicopter 06 Alpha. Okay.
And Cherokee 7, please circle back. We're going to switch frequency. We appreciate the help today. Thank you.
Roger, have a good day, sir.
That's good. You're adjusting your ground track because of the wind's going to push you in a little bit. Okay, you are clear left. And you can make your base clear left.
Is that traffic waiting?
Yeah, they're waiting. We're cleared already our low perch. Yeah, keep turning left, because the wind's going to blow you on the right side of the final. There you go. Keep it coming. Perfect, you're going to line up just on straight into the final. Just remember, you're going to have to keep the nose going to the left because the wind's coming from your front left. Left crosswind. Okay, and I'll count down with you. 3, 2, 1, down, all the way. Let it build and check. That's it, check.
We got speed, we got RPM.
That's it, here we go.
Stabilize.
Pay attention to your landing zone. Rotor's in the green. That's it, you're getting used to the engine. I like that. Flare. Okay. That was a pretty weak flare, but that's alright. Okay, take off.
Take off?
Yeah, take off. You were pretty high. You started, what happened is you started ballooning up, and you were probably about 30 feet in the air. That would have been good for you in real life. So you could actually have gone lower with the, before you brought in the power. I have all control. Relax.
You have?
I have control.
I was too high.
You were flaring too high and you ballooned up. It's because what you did was add the power. You can come off the pedals too. Are you on the pedals? Yeah, just relax on them. I feel you pretty tight on those. There you go. So I'm going to show you again, and I want you to follow with me on the flare.
Okay.
What I'm looking for in the sight picture. Yeah, because you flared, and then you leveled off at about 30 feet. So that's what happened with you.
I was probably at 75 feet.
Yeah, you're pretty high. So that's why we flare a little bit lower. We flare about 35 feet. That starts bleeding off the forward airspeed. Your rotor RPM will actually maintain itself because you're getting more airflow into it, so it'll actually build up a little bit too. And then once you start to level off, you're flared, you're slowing down to level off, bring in the throttle, and then you should be around 5 feet at that point. You were pretty damn high when you leveled off, so not a good place to be with low rotor RPM. Clear to the left.
Space Coast Tower, Cessna 7955 Foxtrot, holding short of runway 9er for southeast departure down the river.
7955 Foxtrot, Space Coast Tower, runway 9, clear for takeoff, right turn south, bound as approved.
Clear for takeoff on 9er, right turn, approved, 55 Foxtrot.
This machine has power.
Oh yeah, it has power, yeah. Helicopter 06 Alpha, midfield downwind, runway 9, low approach.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, runway 9, clear low approach.
Clear low approach, runway 9, helicopter 06 Alpha. He's got power, but you gotta respect it too. Alright, so when we lower the collective, you've been doing a good job with that. You roll the throttle down a little bit.
Yeah, Space Coast Tower, let's get it top.
And right there, that's about 30 inches. Left pedal as required, maintain trim.
Control 995, Bravo Charlie,
And
Space
maintain 1,000 feet.
Yes, sir, 6 to the north, inbound over the interstate, Yankee, landing Mosquito.
Helicopter 995, Bravo Charlie, Space Tower, Roger, report 2 miles northwest of the airport along I-95.
Northwest along I-95, 5 Bravo Charlie.
I like to keep my patterns in tight, just in case. As you can see, it doesn't take long to get down when you're in an auto. Okay, so you can come on the controls with me and feel what I do. I'm going to talk through it again. Alright, we're going to start to turn here. Okay, we're going to do the auto while we're still turning, and down in 3, 2, 1, down, left aft. Check the rotor. And get that down, the noise meter. Okay, so we're going to establish glide now, right? Parameters, we're pitching for about 70 miles an hour, 100% rotor RPM. We're looking outside for our landing area. Everything looks good, looking good, looking good. Landing area is assured. Here's our 35 feet, cyclic flare, level, then add your throttle. And we're still a little fast ground speed, but that's fine. That's what I'm looking for there. I want you to be minimal ground speed with the skids level at about 5 feet when you level the aircraft out.
That's low.
Yep. There we go. You have control. Excellent. I'll tell you what, we're going to demo a 180. I'll have you on the controls with me. We're going to do a tight 180 auto, and then we're going to take it back in for fuel.
Okay.
Because we're coming up on an hour.
180 is the same thing?
It's the same thing, yeah. Down, left, aft. you start your turn.
Control 5 Bravo Charlie, what's your position?
Rotor as required.
Over the interstate, showing a little over 3 miles to the northwest, just south of here.
I have control.
Helicopter 5 Bravo Charlie, roger, south of runway 9, on course direct to Mosquito. Is approved.
Relax.
South of the approach, end of 9, on course to Mosquito, approved, 5 Bravo Charlie.
We had slipped main rotors. Helicopter 06 Alpha, I'm returning to the airfield. I'm going to go ahead and declare a urgency. I have some slipping belts in my helicopter right now.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, roger. Where would you like to land at, sir?
I'm going to land straight over there by the Alpha runway 9 intersection right now. I have control of the aircraft right now. It is not an emergency.
Okay, roger. You're clear to land at taxiway Alpha and runway 9 intersection.
Clear to land Alpha 9 intersection. Once I get down there, I'll let you know if I can hover taxi. Yeah, what happened is our mains were slipping.
It's still slipping.
Yeah, we're slipping under load, yeah. So we'll see how it is down here.
We may turn a bit.
Yeah, you can tighten those up. But that's what has happened and the rev limiter was coming in.
Ski Control 5 Bravo Charlie, you can proceed direct now.
Direct, 5 Bravo Charlie.
Come off the pedals. Remove your feet from the pedals.
06 Alpha, just to let me know if you want to hover taxi.
Yeah, 06 Alpha, yeah, we can hover taxi back, yeah. We had a little slippage there, that's why I had to return to the airport here. So we're going to go back to the EST hangars, hover taxiing.
Yeah, 06 Alpha, hover taxi to parking via Alpha, this frequency.
Hover taxi Alpha with you, 06 Alpha. Yeah, so what happened there is the main started slipping, the rev limiter was kicking in, so we need to tighten up the mains. That's a pretty easy job to do, actually. That's up on the engine clevis, you turn that bolt.
I don't have to worry about that.
Your belts don't do that? With the clutch?
The huge joint in the tail rotor, they don't last.
Ah. Well, that wasn't the tail rotor belts, that was the main drive belts on the engine. I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get down there.
I thought that was the tail rotor.
Nope.
The main one.
The main drive belts on the engine. Those 4 belts were slipping. Because the engine RPM was going up and the rotor was dropping. And then the rev limiter was kicking in.
That's why you lower the connective.
And then I had to get the throttle back down so the engine wouldn't overspeed like that. But it happens. I've had it happen once before when I was first breaking in these belts.
Yep, I'm the lucky one.
Yeah. Alright, we can adjust that. You just gotta know what's going on, that's all.
This machine is different.
It is,
than
yeah.
mine.
Yes.
There's no standard, huh? They're all different.
They are all different. Every machine is different. They have different amounts of power. But the turbocharger, that's what I've been telling everybody these days, is like, if you can afford it, go for the turbocharger. Because it gives you so much more power.
But the control are really heavy. This machine.
I don't notice it, but yeah, I gotta fly somebody else's machine.
Bringing you 4-piece next winter. I'll fix that.
Alrighty.
How long do you wait for the cool down?
To 180. 10 minutes or 180. I let it cool down for a long time.
Minutes.
Yeah, it could be up to 10 minutes. So what I was saying is the main drive belts there, you have on the top of the engine, you have the engine clevis, there's that bolt, and you adjust that to tilt the top of the engine to tighten up the main drive belts. That is what was slipping. probably because we're heavy, it's hot out, they're stretched just a little bit more. We were running at high manifold pressures, so it just needs a couple turns on that, and it's good. But that's what was happening there. So as you were increasing the collective and the throttle, it started overspeeding, and that's why the engine was doing that, because it has a rev limiter to protect the engine.
You mean that's me?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a total fixable thing, but that's why we had to come back quickly, because if you let it go too long, those belts will slip, and then they will break, and then you won't have nothing. And you're actually auto rotation. So